Okay, here's how we make the baseball equipment bag name tags. I'm going to start out in Canva. The reason I use Canva is you get a better font selection. We're going to use kind of a varsity font, size 48 is pretty good. And we'll give it a name. And we will download this as an SVG with a transparent background. That gives us the name. It's going to be called temp.svg. That's what I called the Canva project there. So temp.svg. So now I've got the name in there. I'm going to jump over to Tinkercad and create you a 3D design. And we're going to turn around and import that SVG that we just created. So we'll bring him in, center it on art, and hit import. And wait for my PC to catch up. It's either my PC or Tinkercad one. There we go. Okay, so that brought it in. We're going to give it the highest quality. We're going to change it to orange just to keep up with. Orange is going to be our top 3D printed layer. And we're going to make it 1 millimeter tall. And a good size is about 30 by 140. So we'll go ahead and just set it while we're here. Okay, so that's a good size for the name tag. So we've got our player name here. What we're going to do is select it. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate. And you'll see it kind of flicker when you do that. That means it did it. You just have to remember to pull it down here. So now we're going to make our white layer, and we're going to make it an outer line rounded with a line width of 2. And I'll show you why we did that. I'm going to pull this one up a little bit and show you why we did that. My PC will catch up here. I'm going to change it to an outer line eventually. There we go. The reason we did that is because you want that little reveal around the name there, a little white shadow effect there. So we'll get that, and we will select it, and we'll hit Control D on the outer line, and we'll give it a fill of silhouette. And let it catch up here. Okay, that looks good. 1 millimeter on those, and 1 millimeter there. Just make sure everything's there. That's good. Okay, now we want to make that base layer, and you don't want to select the silhouette you just created. You want to click in the outer line, and we're going to Control D that and drag it down. Change it to black just to keep up with the colors that we have going here. And we're going to change the line width on it to 4. Make it just a little bit bigger. And we'll give it a height of 2 millimeters. I want that bottom layer to be just a little bit thicker than the other two. We're going to select the outer line that we did, Control D to duplicate it, and set it to a silhouette. And let it catch up. There we go. And we should have 2 millimeters, 2 millimeters. That looks good. Go ahead and group these two together. And go ahead and group the two white middle layers together. And we're going to pull that up just a little bit. We're going to bring it over, and we're going to use our work plane tool, set it on the black layer, and hit D to drop it. And that's going to put it right on top of that black layer. And then we will grab the work plane again, put it on the white, bring our top over, and D to drop it on top of the white. And we'll turn our work plane off. We will select these. We'll hit L for a line and line up the middles, and that looks pretty good. What I'm looking for here is to make sure there's no gaps. If there were a gap in between here, if the name was different, had a gap there, you'd probably want to fill it in with something. You don't want it to break. This looks like it looks like it's connected like all the way through with no gaps or anything. So that looks good. Now we're going to put a little key ring on it. We're going to grab a tube, put it over here. We're going to make it 2 millimeters. We're going to change to black to make sure we kind of keep up with what we're doing. We're going to give it a 10 by 10 size, and the wall thickness, we want it to be a little bit beefier, so we'll go 3.5. Okay. Now at this point, I could just slide it in there and be done with it. This gives us an opportunity though to use the sketch tool. So we're going to grab the sketch, just drop it near the object, and I'll show you what we're doing here. We're going to start about maybe there, go to there, there to there. Looks about right. Looks good. Okay, so we'll just we're creating like a little keyway thing here. We'll make it 2 millimeters tall because we're going to end up sliding it in that bottom black layer. Give it the highest quality. Okay, let's see how that looks. I think I'm actually going to move it over to there and shift select both of them, and let's group them. You see it made like a little key that has a little more meat on it that we can slide into that bottom layer. That looks good. Okay, and then now we're going to select it. We're going to shift select the black layer, and I'm going to group them. And that's it. That looks really good. We should end up with 3 shapes, and we do. So now we're going to export them. Let me clean up my folder here. I think I already did it. Yeah. So what we're going to do is select the bottom layer first. We'll hit export as an STL, and you'll see it saved or exported as baseball bag name tag.stl. It's a mouthful. I'm going to hide it. The reason I hide it is to make sure I don't miss anything on there. Next, I will export the middle layer as an STL, and he's baseball name tag sub 1. Same thing, we'll hide that just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and then we will export the top layer as an STL. And so it brought it in as this will be your black layer, middle layer, and white layer. I'll hide that too, and see. Bring them all back and see how that looks. That gives you in your downloads folder a 3 STLs that you can bring into your favorite slicer. I used a Bamboo Studio for that. You just bring them all in at once, set them as separate objects, and then pick your colors that you want to print. The black on white looks really good. These, you can change your color inside Bamboo Studio to, blue, red, yellow, green, any of those. So, if you want to put a little T-ball thing, I've got a little shape that I made that you could put down here if you wanted to you could put like T-ball 2025, and then just remember that you will need to group it into that black layer, make it 2 millimeters tall. I think I'm just going to leave it out for purposes of this though. But that's it. That's how you do it. Bring it into Bamboo Studio, hit print, and enjoy. Hope this helps.